We start with Ipswich Town's trip to Anfield from the 1982-83 season. Liverpool led the division by 12 points after 26 games, thanks in no small part to the goal-scoring exploits of Ian Rush. Here's Martin Tyler.
Rush and David Hodgson are blending well up front these days, as Bob Paisley names an unchanged side. Craig Johnston sufficiently recovered from a damaged knee to line up for his 100th game in the Football League. Ipswich have never won at Anfield, but manager Bobby Ferguson promises a progressive formation designed to match Liverpool numerically in midfield, and three genuine forwards are included: Paul Mariner, Alan Brazil and Kevin O'Callaghan, who continues to deputise for Eric Gates. Referee George Tyson of Sunderland to set the ball rolling. It's Liverpool to kick off, and courtesy of Anfield's electric blanket, the match starts on a fine surface. Ipswich bidding to become the first ever team to take 6 points off Liverpool in a season, having won 1-0 at Portman Road back in October. Hodgson. Liverpool to attack the Kop end in the first half. Phil Neal waiting the ball to the feet of Dalglish, and it's noticeable there that John Walk in close attendance. Maybe that this Scottish international, John Walk, will be asked to keep an eye on another Kenny Dalglish. O'Callaghan. Johnston in the way again. Osman. And O'Callaghan making progress past Johnston. And a useful cross too, with Mariner coming in, but before Paul Mariner could see the sight of the goal, Mark Lawrenson rose to knock it behind for the corner. But Ipswich making progress in their first attack through Kevin O'Callaghan. And it's O'Callaghan who's come across to take the corner. It was Osman who made contact, but never really in control. Osman again. Brazil diverting it for O'Callaghan. And now Tyson did well to control it. Now trying to take on Souness. What does the referee make of that? He's given Ipswich the free kick. And at the bottom of the picture you can see Terry Butcher coming forward for Ipswich. O'Callaghan over the ball. Ipswich have four making a move in the middle. Hodgson back defending for Liverpool. Putney going in. And now Osman! And it was hit on the half volley. It was certainly too close for Grobbelaar's comfort. Coming from O'Callaghan's free kick. Hodgson did well with the first header. Putney challenged for Ipswich. It dropped for Osman here. Mariner firmly laid off in the direction of Tyson. And Lee was turning and lost his bearings for a moment. Here's McCall. Walk will always get forward when he can. And Mariner slipping Souness. And again, Ipswich have got numbers forward. Tyson. But the final ball was a poor one from one of the better passers in the First Division, ironically. Dalglish. Hodgson to the right, and now veering into the middle, and Gernon, well, he slid in to turn it back to Cooper. Unfortunately for Irvin Gernon, he got it right. Gernon, the key defender involved, as Dalglish looked to play the ball inside him. And now Neal links up. Encouraged to shoot, but he was leaning back as he hit it. Souness. The early ball from Kennedy for Hodgson, nicely guided down for Lee. It certainly swerved, but it was from the type of distance that goalkeepers don't expect to be beaten from. Alan Kennedy switching the direction with a long pass for the head of Hodgson. Lee sized it up quickly, but so too did Cooper. Neil. Lee. Hodgson walking across the full width of the pitch, and he did well with the first-time cross. And Walk! So nearly an own goal. John Walk, who's made something of a career about arriving in penalty areas undetected. He turned the ball back here. Cooper had to make the save, but in fact, play was pulled back. The original ball down the line for Hodgson to chase had curved out of play. Sees everyone marked further forward of him. This is Lawrenson. Dalglish comes short. Osman comes with him too tightly and unfairly. Ipswich set up their lines of defence again. And Liverpool, another free kick within range. And Paul Mariner, I think, is being singled out here for not going back the full distance. Mariner's name goes into the book. Foolish to continue the argument. Lee, and good save by Cooper. It was the side of the goal that the wall should be covering, but Lee found a way past that wall. Through it, in fact, and Cooper did well. Souness, Butcher in the way. Here's Kennedy, Butcher again. Now Souness, and three Ipswich players were quick to deny him the shooting opportunity. Well kept in by Alan Kennedy. Here's Hansen. It's all being played in Ipswich's half at the moment. Johnston. Now Souness. Johnston again for Lee. And this time it's McCall who bites into the tackle, and then Mariner. It's Liverpool's turn to have to move back to plug gaps. We're into time that George Tyson wants to add on at the end of the first half, only a second or two of that. But an interesting first half tactically. Ipswich have come here with just three defenders at the back and packing midfield. And Russell Osman, one of those three, has had a fine first 45 minutes to frustrate Liverpool. A half-time score at Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Ipswich Town 0. Only Luton and Manchester United have got even a draw here in the last 11 months since Liverpool last lost a home game. That's a run of 28 games, 26 of which have been won. Gives some indication of Ipswich's achievement in keeping the game scoreless in the first half. And They have the first free kick of the second half to be taken by Butcher. Reaches O'Callaghan. Now Putney. Walk. To bring Putney in again. It was well played by Ipswich. Putney still battling forward and couldn't quite find the shot at the end of a really inventive run. The least experienced player in terms of the First Division on the field. Well, Lee tangling with McCall. Went Liverpool's way. McCall, in the end, won the ball back. Well, Hansen's header drops straight to Brazil. Neil. It must be said that on that far side, Steve McCall has done plenty to restrict Sammy Lee's contribution in this game. Handball by Johnston. And Putney slipped, and that could perhaps be costly for Ipswich. Souness has Dalglish in space. And well held initially, it seemed, by Cooper. But when he did fumble, Rush had got in too close to the goalkeeper. Souness after the slip by Trevor Putney. Dalglish found the angle widening here. And Cooper survived a belated fumble. Putney got above Johnston. Butcher. Now Lawrenson. As soon as looks to the right, Neil had sprung free. It went in the other direction. Here's Hodgson. Kennedy. It's a rather impetuous challenge from Putney. A fine ball from Kennedy, laid off by Hodgson for Johnston. Hodgson tries again. Dalglish. Dalglish had already picked the ball up, and I don't think the referee dared not award the corner. And Ipswich have protested through Kevin O'Callaghan, who becomes the second player to have his name taken. O'Callaghan booked for dissent. Souness. And Cooper plucks it out of the air. Mariner. And Lee dispossesses McCall. And Rush. A look into the middle would see Hodgson. Crowd reaction rather than reaction from the player who went down, Ian Rush, in terms of the call for a penalty. And O'Callaghan, who's never lost a chance to try and set Ipswich forward. The back pass from Osman. Ronnie Whelan warms up. As though the last touch was from Hansen. And it's a corner for Ipswich. Chris Grobbelaar hasn't had a save to make. And blowing there at the cold hands, even with the gloves on. And Ipswich again deploy Butcher and Mariner on the near post. And it was Hodgson who half got it out. Brazil! It was a chance. It did need some keeping down. Well, and Brazil, I'm sure, would have been happier if it had dropped on his left-hand side. Lee. The easiest one for Brazil to deal with. Neil. And then away by Lawrenson. On from Rush. And it's a little scrappy, but Liverpool have it with Hodgson, and now Rush. Ipswich feel that Ian Rush dived. The free kick is given right on the edge. Liverpool feel that they should have had a penalty. I think the first question here was whether Rush was actually fouled or whether it was a dive. He seemed to be caught, but the contact was just outside. But problems here for Ipswich, who have pulled everyone back. Rush certainly fell into the area, but the point of contact was on the edge. It's Dalglish, splendidly executed. Ipswich will wonder about whether the free kick should have been given. Liverpool will celebrate the way that they took it. Kennedy over the ball, and Dalglish found a way around the wall. The goal coming 20 minutes into the second half, after 65 minutes of Liverpool frustration. And it took a touch of class to find a way past Ipswich. Call. Tyson, and it was Putney in the middle. Tyson again. Grobbelaar palmed it out, and it's Dalglish in the right spot again for Liverpool. Here's Lee. Play on as Lee went down, fell by Butcher. Dalglish let fly. Well, one moment he was scoring, the next moment he was back in a crucial defensive position for Liverpool, as for a moment the league champions lost their concentration, and the goal has forced a change in Ipswich's plan. Mitch Davray, who scored the winner against Liverpool at Portman Road back in October, will replace Trevor Putney. Davray, a striker. And he passes on the rethink from manager Bobby Ferguson to Paul Mariner. McCall. It's Liverpool's throw. Really anxious to keep the game flowing. Liverpool psychologically in the ascendant, as well as on the score sheet. Lee. Butcher, it was a difficult bounce for him. And to that extent, he coped with it well. McCall. Lee working at him, forcing the mistake. McCall got it back and coolly kept the ball with Ipswich with the pass to O'Callaghan. And Davray against Kennedy. Corner, but Liverpool in danger of being caught lacking in concentration then. And Ronnie Whelan is called on. The substitution that Liverpool have made in the last 3 games now. Craig Johnston comes off, Whelan replaces him. And it was Mariner who attacked the ball, but couldn't direct the header. Kennedy. There's Walk's tackle. Hansen. Souness looking for Rush. And Souness. Butcher stopped the threat of the shot, but Hodgson, the linesman is flagging, no goal. It looked, first of all, as though the danger to the Ipswich goal would come directly from Souness. But then he turned, but Hodgson had strayed offside. Butcher diverting the ball for Gernon. Liverpool still continuing their work, not allowing the back players to settle in possession. But it certainly hasn't been their best day in terms of the quality of their own passing. Walk. Now O'Callaghan. Osman is forward. Mariners calling for it to be played to the far post. But time has run out for Ipswich Town. And whatever strategy you come here with, Liverpool seem to find a way around it. Today, a touch of magic at a set piece from Kenny Dalglish, the difference between the two sides. And Ipswich unable to prevent a 10th successive victory for Liverpool, continuing their perfect sequence of results in 1983. A final score at Anfield, it's Liverpool 1, Ipswich 0, but what a hard-fought victory it was.